Hello YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montez and you're watching my YouTube channel, The Teenage Movie Critic, and welcome back to another YouTube channel, everybody. I'm so excited to go back together again, and in today's video, we're doing another tier list, and that is for King Kong. I just did a Godzilla tier list. Wasn't that all into it because I'm not a big fan of Godzilla, but this list will be a lot more interesting because I actually have opinions on more of the King Kong films. So let's go in and get started talking about the King Kong movies. Alright, so first up we have King Kong 1933, and easily I think that this is a top tier film. Now the thing is, I only watched it about like a month ago. It's about to be a month since I first watched it, and I also think the anniversary is this Friday. I am not sure, but what I really appreciated about King Kong 1933 is just the way that this movie was able to be the epic blockbuster that it was, to where it's a story about a movie director, a movie filmmaker going to an island that no one's ever seen before, yet we're getting a movie about people going to a place we've never seen before, and that's interesting. And we're going to see someone that we're going to see something that we've never seen before on screen, and that's interesting. But I think what also encapsulates this film is just the way that they did the groundbreaking visual effects of stop motion, where you actually start to realize all these little sets, all the jungles and everything. These are just little play sets, and Kong is just a little gorilla toy. And the fact that they put that as in a movie was just honestly so great. And visual effects like this can work for me because it's unbelievable what they were able to do with that. But then even then, it actually finds a way for it to still be violent. Like the crushing of the dinosaur skull when King Kong fights it. While the fights are not as impressive in this film, they still manage to find a way to make it somewhat still violent, and it looks kind of cool. So it kind of gives, and then of course it just has those iconic classic images that we see in the King Kong movie. So I personally loved this one, and I actually like it a lot more than Godzilla 1954. Next up we have Godzilla. Next we have Son of Kong. Wasn't a fan of this one, to be honest. Unlike Son of Godzilla, I liked that one because it was actually kind of cute. This one was just, what are we doing here? And also, I don't even remember seeing Kong's kid. So F. King Kong vs. Godzilla was decent. I enjoyed it. Definitely the newer version is better. King Kong Escapes. Yeah, I don't really remember anything about this film, to be honest. King Kong 1976. Yeah, I'm not really the biggest fan of this one, to be honest. King Kong Lives. The Mighty Kong, the animated King Kong movie, and surprisingly has some really good songs, has a really good soundtrack, but it's never been my favorite, to be honest. So I still did kind of enjoy it, but it's gonna go in D. But it feels kind of weird because it doesn't really feel like a King Kong movie. Next up, we have King Kong 2005, and this is a brilliant movie. Now, I didn't talk. If you guys remember back in my winter movie list, I said I wasn't going to talk about this movie as much because I wanted to save it for my King Kong list. But this movie is brilliant, where they found a way to make a movie about where they brought the classic movie from the 1930s and somewhat brought it into the new era of the 21st century, where the visual effects can be great, the plot can be quite interesting, where it's not just about going to a place to film a movie we've never seen before, but the filmmaker actually wants to discover this new place and have this new place be discovered. And the characters, the human characters you actually care about more in this film. At the same time, the action sequences in this film, when Kong is fighting all the dinosaurs in the film, it's amazing to watch. And so for me, it's brilliant. I thought it was great, and it's easily my favorite King Kong movie. Speaking of other great King Kong movies is Kong Skull Island, which I think, like I just said with King Kong 2005, this one brings the greatness of 21st century visual effects where you can see the details of King Kong's fur. You can see the details of all the world and all the creatures of Skull Island. But at the same time, they actually found a way to remake King Kong 1933 without bringing King Kong to New York City and fighting airplanes. No. And having a filmmaker go to Skull Island to film a movie. No, you actually have these people that have to go there because they have to discover something, and King Kong is fighting them because these people are invading his land, and so it makes sense. And they even found a way to balance all the human characters as well. So it's like they found just like a great way to actually tell a decent story, have fun, enjoyable human characters, but also give great, awesome action that can be fun and entertaining. I loved this movie. It's not quite as good as King Kong, as both of our King Kongs here, but it is still amazing. Next up, we have Godzilla vs. Kong. And this is easily one of the funnest movies I remember seeing. Every fight with Godzilla and Kong is just so much fun to watch. But the big highlight on here is, of course, the visual effects. And, from the third act to the from the Godzilla vs. Kong fight in Tokyo, it is brutal. And in some cases, you kind of feel bad for Kong. But when they team up, it is awesome. I really enjoyed it. The plot is not that great, and the human characters are kind of uninteresting. But when it gets good, it gets good. And finally, we are on the newest film because of this list, Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. I think that this film was definitely very good. I personally loved all the action. I love that it's a Kong-centered story where he finds these new people that are like him, but also realize that they're not that great, and you actually get to see him fight other monkeys and stuff, which I thought was actually really cool. And even in the way that they're done, it's like it is just so much fun. Even when it gets to the cities stuff, it is so fantastic. And the action is just better than ever. It's a great film. I'm putting this one in the B tier. And that is my ranking of all the King Kong movies. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.